guys, we need to talk about the season premiere of 90 Day The Last Resort because we're only one episode in and there's already so much drama popping off between Shekinah and Thais. So it all started when I guess Thais and Shekinah were talking to each other on social media. I guess Thais was the one that originally reached out to Shekinah, and she would always kind of start small talk with Shekinah. She'd see Shekinah post about something, and she'd reply to her story like, "Oh my God, girl, you just got a Lububu? Where can I get one?" Or she would respond to Shekinah asking her for makeup and skincare tips, and Shekinah would respond to her, and she would send her links and all kinds of stuff. And so let's go ahead and see what Shekinah had to say about their relationship. Shekinah just posted a reel on Instagram, and I think this kind of explains why she got so upset when she found out that Thais was no longer following her.
So watching this episode, I can see how petty I seem. I mean, it just seems petty, you know, like I'm saying, "Oh my God, you unfollowed me. I'm so bent out of shape over it." That wasn't the case at all. Like that wasn't the main issue. The main issue was that her and I had had extensive conversations online. It wasn't just one or two DMs. It was like a lot. I'm going to show you. So you can see here, this is Thais's Instagram. She messaged me about skincare. She messaged me about makeup. She wanted to know she showed me about her skin, tell me what I should use. I'm breaking out, all of this stuff. She said,
and mind you, Shekinah usually does paid consultations for things like this. So she's giving her all this paid advice that she usually gets paid for free.
The different products that she could start incorporating into her routine that would help her. I spent a lot of time sourcing links, taking pictures. She said thank you. She was appreciative. She asked me more questions. You can see it was a lot of text messages. She even asked me, you know, she saw that I got a Labubu for my daughter. She asked, you know, is it real? Where can I get one for my daughter? So we had a lot of conversations. So when I was scrolling on Instagram one day and I saw that Instagram suggested that I follow her, that raised a lot of questions in my mind because in my mind, I already followed her and she already followed me back. And that's, you know, we were having conversations. So to see that it was suggesting that I follow her lets you know that you and her don't follow each other. And it made me wonder what I did to make her want to unfollow me and also remove me as a follower. So those are multiple steps are involved in each of those things. So my main goal in approaching her was to find out if I did something that upset her. That's what I wanted to know, because if I did, then I wanted to make it right. So that was my intent behind the whole entire thing.
I get why she feels the way that Thais unfollowed her, because at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched it, I thought that Thais maybe just followed her because she was on the show, then unfollowed her. Maybe they never had a conversation before, but the fact that they had talked and she was able to scroll through all these messages, it definitely seems like Thais was starting small talk with Shekinah. And then at some point, she decided to not only unfollow Shekinah, but remove Shekinah as a friend, which makes me wonder, did you block Shekinah? Because when you block someone, it makes you automatically unfollow them and it removes them off your following list. Or was it just her not agreeing with something Shekinah did? I don't know. But I definitely feel like Shekinah was being a drama queen over it. Like, if I was Shekinah, I would just keep my distance from Thais and not really talk to her and just be short and sweet when she does talk to me. And then if Thais is like, "Oh, what's your problem?" then I'll say, "Well, obviously you don't mess with me, so I'm not going to mess with you either since you unfollowed me." But the fact she had to, like, address it day one, that was a little much. But I understand, like, she wants to understand what she did wrong. But I don't think she should have came down as hard on Thais as she did. But I also feel like, Thais, girl, if you really did unfollow Shekinah, then you just need to keep it real with her and be like, "Hey, I didn't like the fact that you said this," or "I think you act like this and I don't agree with that." Just be upfront about it. But I will say, like, as somebody who is on Instagram, there's been times that Instagram, like, unfollowed people that I really want to follow, and then suddenly I'll see a post from them and I'll say follow, like, you know, because I'm not following them anymore, and I'll be like, what the heck? Like, every few months I notice there's like 5-10 people off my following that I didn't unfollow that I think that Instagram just automatically does, or maybe I assume like when I'm scrolling, maybe I accidentally hit the unfollow button. I don't know, but Thais was completely confused, and she's like, I don't know how I'm not following you anymore, and she claims that the same thing happened with Guillermo. And like, if that's the case, I just would have been like, okay, I didn't know I was unfollowing you, but let me go ahead and check and follow you if that's the case. I didn't mean anything by it. But Thais was just like, I don't know. And that just makes Shekinah more angry, because Shekinah feels like there is a reason. She's just not standing 10 toes down and really telling her that. And I think deep down there was a reason why she unfollowed Shekinah. She must have seen something she didn't like, and she's like, that aches me. I don't want to deal with this person anymore. Because like Shekinah said, it was deliberate. Not only did you unfollow this person, but you removed Shekinah as your follower and then removed yourself from following them. So this was obviously deliberate, because that's 2 steps, like Shekinah said. I just think that Thais doesn't want to deal with a confrontation, so she's just acting like she has no idea why that happened, when really deep down she does. But I do think that Shekinah is blowing it up way bigger than it should be made a deal out of. Like, it got to the point where she got so upset she stormed off, and then she starts popping off on Sarper, because once she started confronting Thais, Sarper ran away, and it started this big fight between her and Sarper, because she felt like Sarper didn't have her back. Because whenever she started to get on Thais, Patrick was defending his girl, but whenever Shekinah needed the same thing from Sarper, he ran away, and he's like, oh, I had to use the bathroom, but he intentionally said when he walked away, oh no, I don't want to be in between this. Shekinah couldn't just let it go. She kept having to bring it up over and over again. Why did you unfollow me? Because I think she was hoping that Thais would eventually give her a different answer, but she wasn't getting the different answer that she was seeking. Thais kept just shrugging her shoulders, saying that she had no idea, and that was just making Shekinah even more upset. And if that was Shekinah, I would just be like, okay, obviously this girl is fake, she doesn't want to be honest with me, so I'm just not going to entertain it anymore and just leave it at that. But it definitely seems like this is only the beginning of some big beef that is stewing between Shekinah and Thais, and I really hope that Thais eventually comes forward and says, yeah, I unfollowed you because of this, and keeps it real. But I kind of feel like she's going to keep saying, oh, I don't know, because she doesn't want to switch up her answer and look like a liar on national TV, or seem like she was scared to tell Shekinah the real answer. But I kind of get why Shekinah feels the way, because I would kind of feel like disposable if that was Shekinah, because I've seen other people ask Shekinah for skincare and skin advice before, and Shekinah literally posted her link where you have to get a consultation from her, and I think the consultation was like $75 to $100 an hour, and here she was giving Thais all this free advice. And I think that's something she would probably only do for friends or cast members, and she probably saw Thais as a real friend and then was probably thrown off when Thais unfollowed her. But I just think that she's definitely blowing things out of proportion. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this drama in the comments below. I'm going to cover more Patrick and Thais and the rest of the couples in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. I just want to mainly cover this drama and what Shekinah had to say about everything. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.